Question 10 is a detail question. It begins with according to the text. And here the question is specifically asking about what critics are skeptical about or what critics are talking about in terms of the Bosco Verticale. Well, to do that, or to find the answer to that, I'm going to go find the sentence that specifically talks about the critics. I'm going to skim the passage real quickly, and I notice that the last sentence is where the critics come up. So everything before the critics, I'm not even going to read. That's not really important to me. I just want to find out what critics were saying. And critics are saying that although the trees used in Bosco Verticale were specifically cultivated for the projects, it's too early to tell if they can thrive in this unusual setting. So I don't need to know anything actually about Bosco Verticale, but I just want to know, I just need to know that critics are not sure if they can thrive. That's it. That's all that's really being talked about in terms of the critics. So I'm going to go find that amongst the 4 answer choices. So A says some essential aspects of Bosco Verticale's designs are difficult to adapt to other locations. Well, other locations didn't really come up in that last sentence. We're talking about in this setting. So I don't know if that's Milan, but if I want to do a quick search, I can see, Bosco Verticale in Milan. Okay, checks out. So it's in Milan, so I don't care about other locations. That's not being talked about in this last sentence. Answer choice B says plant life on Bosco Verticale ended up being less varied. Less varied, we're not talking about whether life is more or less varied in this sentence I read. So that's out of scope. That's not what I'm talking about. Answer choice C says the construction was no less environmentally damaging. So for the same reason, we're not talking about what was environmentally damaging in building or not. We're talking about if the trees can survive, if the trees can thrive. D says it's unclear. Ooh, I like this so far. It's too early to tell. It's unclear whether Bosco Verticale can support the plant life, whether they can thrive, whether the trees can thrive in Bosco Verticale. That's that sentence I saw in answer choice D. This one was a little more tricky because they didn't use any of the same words. So you really had to read through A, B, C, and D to find the correct answer. But you would have saved time if you went and looked for this sentence on critics and skipped the first part of the passage. So this is how you want to approach detail questions.